Today we're gonna start another important topic which is related to the periodontology subject and one of the part of periodontium. So let's start it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we're gonna start alveolar process or alveolar bone. First of all, alveolar process is actually the part of the maxilla or mandibular, means it is the part of maxilla and mandibular and that forms a support or a frame supports the tooth sockets. It actually supports the tooth socket actually, okay, which is known as alveoli. It forms when the tooth erupts to provide osseous attachment, means it provides osseous attachment to the forming PTL actually, but it disappears gradually after the tooth is lost. We know actually when the tooth is lost, so the process of the bone resorption start actually, because the alveolar process developed and undergo remodeling with the tooth formation, means the alveolar process is actually developed or the remodeling is actually related to the presence of the tooth formation and eruption. So this structure is known as actually tooth dependent bony structure actually, okay. Therefore the size, shape and location and function of tooth actually determine the morphology of the alveolar process or bone. Interestingly, although the growth and development of bones of jaw determine the position of teeth, but in this situation, the teeth is actually responsible for the bone. In this case, a certain degree of repositioning of teeth can be accomplished through occlusal forces, means the repositioning of teeth also depends on the occlusal forces, not just on the bones actually. In response to orthodontic procedures also that rely on the adaptability of the alveolar bone and the associated periodontal tissues. Now we will study about some parts of the alveolar process or bone. One part is actually the external plate of the cortical bone that is formed by Harvesian bone or compact bone lamina. So basically these cortical bones or plates are actually thin or dense layers of compact bone, okay. And then we have the external, means outer plate, and then the inner socket of the wall of the thin compact bone is called alveolar bone proper, okay. So it is called actually alveolar bone proper, and it contains a series of openings which is known as calibriform plate, through which neurovascular bundles link the pedial, means through these plates or openings the neurovascular bundles, mean the blood vessels actually connect to the pedial. With the central component of the alveolar bone is actually calcaneus bone. We know that the outer is basically we have compact and the inner we have calcaneus bone. The calcaneus trabeculae between the two compact structures act as a supporting alveolar bone, means this calcaneus trabeculae is actually gives a support to the alveolar bone. The interdental symptom actually consists of the calcaneus supporting bone enclosed within a compact border. And in addition to this, actually the bones of the jaw also include a basal bone, which is actually the part of jaw that is located apically but unrelated to the teeth. Now here you can see a structure. This whole part which is actually I am underlining is actually the compact bone, and it has actually the outer cortical plate and the inner cortical plate, which is known as actually alveolar bone proper. In center we have actually spongy bone or calcaneus bone, okay. Then on the basal bone is also present, which actually cover the roots, okay. Basically the alveolar process is actually divisible into two separate areas on the basic anatomic basis, okay, but it functions as a unit, means the alveolar bone can be divided into many areas, but they function as a unit. All the parts are interrelated to the support of the teeth, which you can see in the structure. It shows the relative portion of the calcaneus bone and compact bone that forms the alveolar process. Most of the facial lingual portion of the sockets are formed by a compact bone alone, but the calcaneus bone supports the lamina dura actually, okay. It supports actually the lamina dura. in apical and apicolingual or interradicular areas. In a bar diagram, you can also see the amount of calcareous bone and compact bone in these structures also.